I'm here today suing my brother Wayne for $100 a week for groceries and rent.
Okay.
Before he moved back in with me, he agreed that he would give $100 a week, and I haven't seen any of that.
Okay, how long has he been back with you?
I'm going to say going on 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
All right. And for 2 years he hadn't paid you?
No,
All right.
absolutely nothing.
How did you go about making this agreement with him?
It was a verbal agreement.
Sure.
And Wayne and I are very close. But he didn't do what he said he was going to do. You know how some people have an attitude that you're family members and you feel that I'm entitled to this, or, we're family members, what's the big deal?
Sure.
That's actually his attitude.
Okay, well, just so you'll know, you can have an oral contract.
Okay.
And it'd be a valid contract.
Okay.
You just have to make sure that there were terms and conditions.
Definitely,
that everybody understood. And so how you doing, Wayne?
I'm good, and yourself, Judge?
I'm doing quite well. Your sister said that you've come to live with her and that you all had an oral contract that you would contribute to rent and for expenses of eating. You're a big guy, right? So I take it you eat a little bit.
Yes, Judge.
All right, and that you were going to pay $100 a week toward that, right?
That's correct, that's correct.
And what went wrong? Because she said you didn't pay her.
I have been in and out of town since then, and Nancy knows that the line of work that I'm in, the pay is not consistent. So when the pay is consistent, I have other bills. So I will agree when she says that family members tend to feel as though debts should be extended. How should I say? She knows that I will pay her eventually, but if I'm not able to at this time, it should not be, as she said, that big a deal.
Now, how she knows that? You paid her before in the past for other stuff?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes.
Now, you're 46.
Yes.
And you're living with your sister.
Yes.
And you think that is appropriate to do without paying rent or paying for food in 2 years?
I travel a lot, Judge.
You do?
Yeah, so my belongings and personal effects are at her home more than I am.
On a given week, how often would you be at the house?
2 to 3 nights out of the week.
Nancy, you're looking at him with that look.
Oh,
I would actually say a little over 2-3 days out of the week.
Around the holidays, I'll be there.
Just the holidays?
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that either. You know what? And as far as that goes, what did you say you have given me when you're there? You're not there often enough, so it's no big deal.
What
Am
was
I
your
right?
question? She's
Okay.
not supposed to speak directly to me, right,
Well,
Judge?
she can speak directly to you if I let her speak.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, Nancy. What kind of burden has this been for you? What's his eating habits?
You know what? You would not believe his eating habits. Wayne does, like I said, we're very close. Wayne does have his own food. But we have a situation here where we've actually got a padlock on the refrigerator.
What you mean?
Where
A
we
real
have to-
lock on your...
It's a lock on the refrigerator with a lock and a chain and padlock. And that began because before, you know how you have something and you're waiting to eat it, you go in the refrigerator, it's not there. You open it, it's not there. And you say, where's my whatever? And the first thing you ask him, he says, no, I didn't take it. Well, we know better than that because we don't do that to one another. So it actually started out as a joke. And we told him, if the food keeps disappearing, we're going to put a padlock on the door. He said, no, you said, you're not going to do that because you don't want anybody to think you're that ignorant. Was that the word?
No, it's stingy.
For her, it's really more about respect. She probably wouldn't have brought you to court had she felt that she was being respected. Am I
agree.
right, Nancy?
You know, you're exactly right. And and you're probably going to get angry with me saying this.
Then don't say it.
But in this court, she can say what she wants to say. You go on and say it, Nancy.
Okay, it's not just respect. It's the way Wayne handles things, deal with things. Just like you might go in there and your food is gone, and then you say, well, Wayne, you ate up such and such. You know what he'll say to you? You know what? I've been looking. Your hips are getting a little big. You didn't eat that anyway. You should be glad that I ate it.
So he has a little air about him.
A little?
I sense a little arrogance now.
No, because of what she just said, Judge?
No, I've been feeling it since you came in the courtroom.
Oh,
Have you ever just sat and thanked her for what she does for you?
I'll let her answer that, Judge.
He really has.
Repeatedly.
No, repeated. You know what? Well, thanks is great. And like I said, we're very close. But, there's
Somebody
more to it
gotta
than just
pay for-
thanks, more than just talk.
Absolutely.
You know, action.
I mean, has he eaten anything that wasn't his food, that was your food?
Yes, that's why he has his own refrigerator.
That is indeed a brother-sister relationship for sure. I mean, God bless her. Inviting your brother in to live with you when you're both nearly in your 50s. I mean, that sounds like my own personal nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. Living with my brother has been fun and all. It's nice when I get bored and I can just walk into his room and chit chat with him. And that is kind of where it ends. It's not that I hate my brother, he's the most annoying person to me. His girlfriend loves it. All the power to them. But that's the thing about siblings. They're annoying. They're in your life, and there's not really much you can do about that. And you can say things to your siblings that you wouldn't be able to say to anybody else without being called an asshole. I mean, you get away with so much more. And I think that being, especially her younger brother, could definitely add a little bit of younger sibling attitude. I would know. I'm the youngest sibling. But I can't imagine. That must be a really difficult situation. And come on, if you're living with your sister rent-free, not even contributing to the household, come on. How can you be up in this courtroom acting all arrogant when you can't even afford to pay your sister $100 a week, but you can somehow afford to be traveling all the time? Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we've got a padlock on ours. Now, we bought a new one. We gave him the old one, which is on the back porch. So he has a full-size refrigerator freezer with his food.
Okay.
But what Wayne does, he hoards his food. He's got food, but he'll eat ours and save his for later.
So in your lawsuit that you filed, you had something in here about a turkey. Tell me about what some of the stuff he's eating from you.
Well, actually, now that turkey was last week. I think it was 18-pound turkey, and we smoked it in the backyard. So you know how long that takes to smoke a turkey. So later on that night, it was like late when we got ready to eat the turkey, and I go in and I'm opening up the pan to eat it, and the bird is just about gone. And I knew I hadn't eaten any of it.
I know you didn't eat that whole turkey.
Oh, I object, Judge. She's not telling it like it went.
Did you eat the turkey? Now you under oath.
You know what? I'm a breast man, and that's all I had.
Okay.
I only ate the white meat.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
all the white meat from the turkey, though.
well, yes, both breasts.
Which is just about the whole turkey because
Right.
it was gone and cut off. And then later on through the middle of the night, I got up and he was in the corner making turkey sandwiches, was it something? He's a good cook. And he was in the corner eating, but then he said he didn't touch it.
Why have you allowed him to be in your house for 2 years, eating up your food, having to put a lock on your refrigerator? What's that about? Are you one of those in the family that everybody can come stay with?
Yeah, she is.
You know, he's right with that. I guess in a sense you're going to say I'm the enabler per se. But then again, you know what? We're very close. We call ourselves the loving, dysfunctional family. Just respect my boundaries. That's the whole thing. Just give me
but
my...
I think at 46 years old,
Please, Judge.
what, you don't want me to say your age?
No, that's age has nothing to do with me being hungry and eating her food.
Well, it has to do with you being a grown man, being a freeloader, living up in your sister's house.
No, I'm not a freeloader, Judge. I'm very rarely there.
What you call that?
What would be the other word for it?
Damn it, what you call it?
Freeloader.
Freeloader. Wayne, where you think you're going to go in America? Don't pay any rent, no utilities, don't pay for food, eating the breast of the turkey just like you want to. And you don't think you have to contribute at all.
No, eventually I'm going to pay her every penny that I owe her.
Nancy, are you by yourself in the house?
No.
Who you have in the house with you?
There's Mom, my sister, and my, nephew's son. 18-year-old. He's an 18-year-old.
And you have Wayne.
Right.
Everybody else is contributing as much as they can.
Oh, yeah.
So Wayne is the only one who's being the freeloader?
Please, Judge, don't refer
You
to
just
me
don't
as
like
that.
hearing me say that.
No.
But you know that's really what it is, though. There's always one in the family.
No.
Oh, so this is a big family affair. The whole family lives at her house. Woof. Yeah, glad that's not me. This dude is really against the word freeloader. But what else would you call it? Stupid. You're living there rent-free, eating her food. Let's see. Freeloader. Synonym. Sponger. Moocher. Leech. Parasite. I mean, that might be a bit much. Deadbeat. That could work. I like sponger, though. I don't hear people say that very often, so I'm gonna go with sponger. So, buddy, you're in here sponging off of your sister, soaking up all her turkey juice. That sounds disgusting. I'm sorry. And you're trying to act like that's not exactly what you're doing. How are you not embarrassed being a 47-year-old man, living in his sister's home, eating up her food, not paying any rent? I mean... Looks like a sponge, acts like a sponge, is a sponge.
Tell me why I have a wrong impression of you, because let me tell you something. I may not be right about everything, although I'm the judge. And so I'm always wanting to be fair and open-minded. I come out here because any judge would have to. I don't have any leanings whatsoever on either side, okay? I go where the evidence leads me. So tell me why I'm wrong that a 7-foot, what you about, 350, 300 pounds?
I haven't weighed myself lately, Judge.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Let's just say 7 foot 350, you think?
That's about right.
Pound guy who's been living with his sister and his mama and the other sister and the cousin or the nephew for 2 years, who's in and out, hadn't paid any money towards rent or expenses, although he made a promise to do so, isn't a freeloader. Enlighten me so I can see if I'm wrong. I'm always open to seeing if I'm wrong.
My heart's in the right place.
Okay, but the hearts don't pay the bills, baby.
This is true. As far as the food is concerned, that all kicked off with some out-of-town guests that I had. They helped themselves. I wasn't going to tell them you can't eat that or you can't eat this.
Well, that's what you do when you're living under somebody else's roof. You just say, you know, I live with my sister, as you all know. And
No,
let's
well,
be
they weren't
respectful
aware.
of... Say again?
They weren't aware that,
But you see, that's the issue of respect that Nancy's trying to say.
I agree.
Oh, you said you agreed?
Yes, I did, Judge.
I don't believe it.
Believe it, I said it.
I don't believe it. We got Wayne to agree to something that I said. Yeah, it's about respect.
Yes.
You know, really, when people come in and their families and it's about money, it's usually something deeper than that. I could tell you're the caregiver of the family.
Yes, she is.
Yes, I am.
And so what you have to do as a caregiver, you have to set some boundaries.
Okay.
Because otherwise, you're going to always feel like people are walking all over you. Caregivers get a sense of fulfillment from taking care of people. But at the same time, you want to be respected. And it's not happening when you don't put your foot down.
That's true. You know
Could
what?
I be right about that?
Judge.
You're right, but I understand what you're saying. But actually now, Wayne will take that another way. You know, he'll say, okay, what I've been doing to you, you're liking it. Judge Penny said, you're getting
Oh,
something
no, we're
out
going
of
to get it straight now.
You
What
know,
I'm saying,
so
Wayne,
don't say
is
that to him.
she may get fulfillment from what she's doing, but I really believe, hold on to the table, okay? Can you hold on?
Brace myself.
Brace yourself.
Fasten my seatbelt,
You
Judge.
taking advantage of a good thing.
Okay.
I
But
think
you know
you
what,
are.
Judge, and she hasn't mentioned this, she's multi-talented. And I've gotten her so much work in every area of her expertise, where it made her thousands of dollars. Now, I'm not speaking legalities, but she could take that into consideration.
Well, let's speak of legalities, because that had nothing to do with the contract. You had an oral contract that you were going to live up in our house, and for that, you would pay $100 a week.
That's true.
And it would go toward rent and expenses.
Yes.
You have not paid it. So whether you got her jobs that made her thousands of dollars has nothing to do with this legal contract that's before the court. How about that?
What can it be taken into consideration?
Cannot be taken into consideration.
Well,
One has nothing to do with the others. All she wants is her rent and her money for her expenses.
I hate that he tries to place value, like a monetary value, on him getting her work, when that's not like an equal trade. You moved into her house, said you were gonna pay her $100 a week, and just decided that you weren't gonna because you've gotten her some work sometimes? Like, this isn't some tit for tat exchange. Like, I hate the phrase, it's only fair that you do this for me because of what I've done for you. I never asked you to do these things for me. All I've ever asked is that you pay some money. It's not like she told you in order for you to live in her home that you need to get her work. There's nothing to be taken into consideration because you've done some nice things for your sister.
Let me give you some characteristics of a freeloader. Freeloaders, number one, they're in denial that they're a freeloader. Don't you agree?
I agree.
Damon, what you think?
He's in denial.
Okay, so you're in denial that you're a freeloader. Number two, you're always able to explain yourself away. In other words, it's almost like I'm going to get to it later on, and when I get to it, I'm always going to pay back. It's like dangling something in front of him. Does he not do that for you all the time?
Yes, Judge, all the time.
Right. Freeloaders always think their big day is going to come. There's going to be a big moment when they can be able to pay back. Number three, they can always rationalize how they get to stay somewhere for free. Did he do that?
Did you do that?
Did I?
Can he rationalize
Yeah.
why he can stay there for free? Because he's not always there. So that's three things that I know about a freeloader. And all three of them seem to, you're in that category. So that's why I asked you to tell me why I'm wrong, why you're not a freeloader.
I'm rarely there, Judge. I'm rarely there, so I'm almost like an overnight guest, more so than a live-in.
So you see how you falling into the second category,
And what
where you're
category is
always
that?
making excuses
That's
and
not
a
an excuse.
denial.
No, it's reality.
Okay, let's go with this then. On the days that you're there, if you had to stay at a hotel, would you have to pay the hotel?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then why you don't think just because she's your sister, you have to pay her?
Why are we totally not addressing the fact that I do get her work? And I
Because that
saying-
was not a part of the deal.
No, that's true. That's
See,
true.
when you have a contract is such, you make up the terms and conditions. I don't do that. You do it. You came with the contract. The contract is an oral one. Now, if it was contingent upon, a contingency part of the contract means if you do one thing, I will only do it contingent upon the other thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
In other words, I will not have to pay you rent if I get you contracts. But that's not what the terms and conditions of the deal was.
It will be today.
Oh, after this?
Yeah, because I hustle for her. I get her work. I got her one gown, $500, but a wedding party as well. She's doing the mother of the bride.
Then you enter into maybe a bartering agreement with her.
Absolutely,
then. If
yeah,
you
that's-
don't want to take the commission at that time, then you can say in exchange for me living there, Nancy, I'm going to do what I can do in terms of getting you contracts. But that was not the terms and conditions of this contract. All a contract is a bargain for exchange. I'm going to do something in exchange for you doing something. Right now, you were supposed to pay $100 a week for food and expenses.
Yes.
I believe that the evidence is credible because you're tall and a big guy, that you've been eating up all her food.
Okay,
And so
Judge.
therefore, if not all her food, some of her food. How about that?
That's cool.
All right? Nancy seems very credible. But what I'm going to do is, Nancy, if you go to live someplace, the most they'll let you do is go 2 months without paying. They're not going to let you go 2 years. I think that's excessive.
All right.
Okay? So what I'm going to do is find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $800, which would have covered 2 months worth of rent and expenses.
Thank you. Boundaries that I'm going to set for my brother is the fact that maybe he gets 2 months to get it totally together because we are working on some ventures, so we'll probably be working, helping one another.
Well, I didn't appreciate the freeloader thing because, as I said, she knows now that about the contract.
Don't worry, buddy. I'm not gonna call you a freeloader. We all know that you're just a sponge, sponging up everything. This man really did not have much of a defense going for him. I mean, imagine telling just a landlord who isn't your sister. Like, imagine moving into some stranger's house. They're your landlord, they're renting you a room, and you decide not to pay with the excuse of, well, I'm hardly ever here, so I'm basically just a guest. Okay, but that's not how this works. You still gotta pay rent, regardless of how many nights you're staying at your place. And $400 a month for rent, you can't pay that. You might want to rethink your career choices then, because being 47 years old and not being able to pay your sister grocery money is ridiculous. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. Do you think he is a sponge? Do you think the sister should just kick him out? I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.